My name's Coach Mike. I'm the associate head coach and DC and linebackers coach at Mallard High School. I started coaching in 1999 down in South Florida. Had a great opportunity to start down there under a great coach, Willie Dodaro. Had a great relationship with a bunch of the college coaches in the area at Miami and Florida Atlantic. Retired my first job down there, and then my wife and I and the family moved up here because my wife's from Charlotte. So we moved up here to Charlotte in 2009, and I've been working at Marvin Ridge High School. We just moved up to 4A with this classification, but we've been 3A consistently in the playoffs. Very high academic school, and it's about 2.5 miles from my house, which is phenomenal. I went to Butler High School for 3 years. Great program in Metro Charlotte, and then came back to Marvin when my daughter was going into ninth grade, freshman. My wife works in the district as well. Worked with great coaches. I worked with Bill Curry Jr. His dad coached at Alabama and Kentucky. So a lot of the stuff we do is sort of SEC stuff. We run odd and even. And basically, we do a lot of stuff based upon personnel at the school from year to year. We run like a specific defense, and that's what we're running regardless of who we have. If we have more linemen, we'll run more. If we have more linebackers, we'll run odd. If we have more safety types, we'll run more, high, and run more stack defense, 3-3. So it really depends. But I'm looking forward to tonight and going against some really good coaches.
I'm Jordan Wren. It's my second year as a head coach at Union High School in Mississippi. I got into coaching in 2010. Got very fortunate to land at the time one of the best programs in the country, Olive Branch High School. My second year there, we won the 6A state championship, and I really believe that's kind of what propelled the career that I was in. Spent 7 years there, played in a lot of big time games. We got to play in Florida versus the Nation in Tampa against Cocoa High School in 2012. Got to travel to Shreveport, play Longview High School out of Texas, and like I said, the 6A state championship game. And so, I guess I really got spoiled early in my career and got to experience a lot of things that, a lot of people don't get to experience. And my wife is from not Union, but close by. And, what happens, you start having children. We decided to pack up and get a little closer to her family. And I left Olive Branch and took a job at West Lauderdale High School and stayed there 3 years. And then in 2020 in February, right before we got shut down for COVID, I just took this head coaching job here at Union. And so, went 10-3 last year as the first year. I got put out in the third round by a dominant program in Mississippi that's won multiple state championships. And I appreciate you inviting us on, and Coach, I look forward to learning from you tonight. I like this play, very first play of the game, especially right now. My quarterback is a Division I running back who's a really good athlete who can throw the football really well, Coach. Like last year, he threw 19 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, at like a 62 completion rate, but he's just not a college quarterback. He's a college running back. And so what we're going to do right here, of course, we're running pin and pull. He screws up our rules because he's got the one there, which means we're not going to pull the guard. We're going to end up pulling the center. But right here, we're going to actually, when we run pin and pull, we say that this block right here from the H-back, it starts the play. It's got to be the most successful block, because if it's not, then the play's doomed. So since nobody's in B-gap right here, this 5 technique knows that he's automatically is gonna help real quick, knowing that his eyes have got to be inside for a run through a B gap player. Um, and so we're gonna pull the center, and then we're gonna pull the backside guard, backside tackle. We're gonna cut it. We're not gonna try to scoop it. We're just gonna try to cut it. Because I mean, worst case scenario, we try to scoop this and we just get beat inside. So we're just trying to get our head across and cut it. That way, I know right now that these two are going to be out of the picture before he can gain ground on us. This is an RPO concept for our quarterback. We're going to run bench. He's going to run a 5-step speed out, and then we're going to run a go route on the outside. And all we're doing is we're going to read the wheel. And so if this wheel comes and attacks us right now, then he's just going to throw it. The thing is that we've gotten caught with before is people have brought in when they see this and they want to trap it with the corner. And so, of course, the easy adjustment is just to throw one on line, on the whole shot just before the safety can get there. But, an outside linebacker just sits here and, he widens. There's nobody to kick now, so we have a tag word when we run this that they know they're not kicking, so we're just double wrapping. Of course, the center is going to wrap for the play side Mike, and of course, this guy's going to wrap for the backside. The running back's responsibility is he has got to take the first threat. So it really doesn't matter who the center's got. If this guy's coming and he's screaming, the running back's got to take him. So he's always identifying the first threat. We call it MDM, most dangerous man. It's his responsibility. And, it's a good comfort play for our quarterback. It's a good comfort play, as a play caller, just to try to figure out, what are you going to do against this? And then we've got options in case they give us something we don't like. As far as the run game, and something we don't like in the passing game, it gets an alley to hopefully run through. Backside guy, we're not concerned about a route. And I mean, technically, we try to get him to cut off the backside safety. And you know how that is. That's tough for us to do, but we're just trying to cut somebody off on the backside in case we bust one. That backside defender is not rallying to the ball.
Perfect.
Is your running back? Is your running back immediately going out to block? Like, are you doing like burnout? Is that what you're saying?
The running back is technically just imagine we're running outside zone quarterback, and he's the lead block. He's just headhunting. He's headhunting the first thing he sees.
So being at the Mud 17, the biggest thing is, I would say hold them to about 3 to 4 yards. In our eye look at it this odd, that rush back to the weak side would be like a back line. So you're saying you're going to pry off. I mean, that's a difficult cut off. It's rare. It's easy, in my opinion. That's that. So we automatically plug the will. So we are plugging the A gap with the will linebacker like they grew up. So our will is in a 10 technique to the single receiver side. Our nickel is in the A technique. So we plug the will. The will is going to come off the center's rear end like I drew it up. He should be unblocked. Unless you're guard.
Does he
really do it? Like I drew it up as a plug. So we're plugging the will away from the shade. So the Mike backer is going to see the pole from the triangle. He's going to fit over top. He's going to clean the 5 techniques ass. He's going to fit underneath any block. But now the nickel in this defense that we run here, like we're playing true. We're not playing like a read to your receiver side. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to RPO, you're going to get the out because our nickel is going to up and bounce and be prepared to play force on any run. And if you want to throw the 5-yard out, you're going to be able to complete the ball. What we do is this is just a play that we can run. Is we call it saw yo-yo. So what we'll do is we'll have 2 4 eyes, 2 2 eyes. The Will's going to walk up, heels at a defense bend. The Sam's walk up, tight 9 technique. Otherwise, he's in a ghost 9 to that side. Okay. The weak safety and the strong safety are going to banjo, obviously, in this compressed set, like the tight end and the wing. The Mike always leverages the back. The Sam and the Will always have peel responsibility. So most people, when they see you run this, they're going to try to get in like hit option or something like that and try to block your quarterback there. So that's why we put the Mike linebacker over the running back for numbers. So if his back was weak, the Mike would be over him weak. The corners are going to play mod on 1. And any type of motion or anything like that, I mean, we'll travel the safeties. But as far as pass is concerned, the strong safety and the weak safety are going to go the release at the tight end and your wing.
I honestly say, Coach, I have never seen those alignments before up front, and it would definitely give us issues on a short down and distance. The one thing we hang our hat on in the run game is inside zone, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of inside zone out of this look, but I went ahead and drew it up just to show you how we'd block it. First, what we do is we're going to identify where we can get a double team. And, the running back's rule is this. I'm going to press front side A gap, but we call it, we're either going to bang it or bend it. I always tell the running backs, if you're going to bounce inside zone, then you better be right because you're going to get an earful if not. So we teach front side A gap to back side A gap. We're going to, in this situation, we'd have to do a daggum good job of having our eyes on the mic if I'm the tackle. But our tight end and tackle are going to combo the end of the mic, and then of course, it's going to depend on if my line's better than those 4 up there that are getting single blocks. Because what we're going to do is this basically is going to be a big on big, big on big, big on big, big on big everywhere else, and whoever got the best player is going to win that play. Going into the week, we would identify this look if we ran inside zone that we would probably hit backside A gap and then the backside B gap because that's where the bubble would be for us. And that's how we'd coach it throughout the week if we saw that alignment. There again, I guess I need to draw up the running back's angles. He's going to bang. He's either going to bang or he's going to bend. And then, of course, running back's going to play fake outside. But if I saw this, I would not create a whole new play during the week just to defeat it. We're very big on our blueprint, our run game, and that's how we would run it if it's 2nd and 1. Coach, I think that's tough to deal with. This is a concept we call it chopper. 3rd and 7. Technically on the trip side, this is all of our cover 2 stuff. So if he gives us cover 2, this is automatically going to be the side that we're working. Since he's going to roll it and we're going to give 1 high, we're automatically leaving this alone, and we're going to work the glance concept. The glance concept, personally, is my favorite concept in football. Got a lot of yards off of it, and to me, in a situation like this where anytime they roll a safety, that window is going to be nice, and what we're teaching the quarterback right here is once he sees the one high, we're automatically looking at this backer right here, and it's all depending on what he's doing. If he is going to automatically run with the swing, he's automatically gonna throw the glance inside the window. I asked the leverage coach for that reason because we have rules that are associated with our glance route, and if they're too pressed, a lot of times we'll check that route. But when we have that cushion, that's something we feel very good about as far as completing that glance concept. Protection wise, we call this, it's our half man slide to the right. And so our running back technically would be responsible for this guy right here. So our quarterback knows that he's coming on any type of stunt on the inside. It's an automatic hot route. If he walks on the outside and stunts, a lot of times he's going to run with him and feel with him. But if he doesn't feel with him, then he's got to throw hot to the running back right now. 1, 2, and 3 are responsible for 1, 2, and 3. I'm not worried about this guy right here, mainly because I know I'm throwing the glance and it's going to be gone in about 1.5 seconds. It could give us issues if he did walk up and catch us. It would be a thing on film if we would pick him as the guy we're getting. Because if these two guys convert us really bad, then we would go 5-on-5 with them and let our back be responsible for the mic. But that's just something I have to see on film, on protection wise. And I think the offensive line coach tell me what he thinks he would want to do best, or what they could do best. So that's the two different ways that we would protect it. We'd either take the 5 with the lineman, and then the running back would be responsible, or we would half slide and the running back would take care of him, and we'd throw hot off of him if he did come. It just depends on how, how good those outside backers are, and tendency-wise, how much are they coming on throwing downs, and then we would change the protection based on how good those guys were and how often they were coming. But with this outside receiver right here, the first thing he's got to do for us is he's got to stem him inside to square up the corner, coach. That's the one thing we're talking about first with his alignment. We've got to stem in and we got to square him up. And as soon as we press toes and he opens hip, he's breaking it to the skinny. And like I said, this combination right here is probably one of my favorite in high school football.
What we do call it, basically what happens is that rush back to the side of your back, he's going to mirror hug rush your running back. So if your back piece on the back and you still have a knee on the setting the edge to that side, the corner's going to play inside leverage, and we always crossover run out of it. We don't pedal, and you just when you're back pedaling, you're just going to have to, you're going to have to keep more cushion. I'm not a big fan of it. So, as far as the backside, so the nose is going to slant to your passing strength. The will is going to plug opposite A gap. And we're going to call, it's a repo call. So that Mike backer on pass is going to replace the will and hold. So that way it gives us a rat player to cut the crosser, doing that. And like I said, that rush, you're going to end up with double A gap pressure. And then Mike backer, is going to replace in the hole, and that rush is going to, like I said, mirror hug on your back. So if your back flares, that rush is going to work. And one thing I will tell you is, like, the backers look laterally, so they're not going to drive any route. I think you said it was 3rd and 7. Yeah, so he's going to work laterally. He's not going to drive anything. So if you catch it behind the line of scrimmage, we'll rally and tackle it. But I found that most effective with the will coming opposite the nose, because we'll lock the nose into the 0. Most teams will go bob protection versus
big on big.
They're not going to slide it. I mean, that's kind of fair, but I mean, I'm assuming it does happen. Usually when they bob it, that mic replaces bracket inside, and that's where we make a lot of hay. And the weak safety's in the middle, you know, and if your guy's by backside, I mean, yeah, you can probably complete the throw. But having the double A-gap pressure with the rush, like mugging and then hugging up on your back if he blocks or something like that, with the mic playing the hole, is something we like to do, because it's a pretty, it gets you some pressure, and you're only rushing 4 guys. So if you swing your back, we're only rushing 4. So we're basically getting enough guys in coverage. It's always from the passing strength. So we'll close it to the passing strength. So you got a 4-0-4. They're playing opposite the passing strength. Since you got 3 receivers, the will can plug the opposite A gap or the nose. We're going to send on a hot late blitz off, coming thick to the wing. The corner's going to play 1, strong safety play 2. And since you got a wing, basically we treat that like a tight end, and the Mike backer's going to take them. And then the rush has a peel responsibility or free to fit, what we call off of the back. Your back inserts into the protection, you'll add on. Well, yeah. So if you're doing this, what we're going to do, you know, this is our 3-4, basically, is what happens. So 2 high safeties, and at the snap, or you clap your hands, and picks his head up, we'll start rotating down.
Favorite 2 high concepts, especially with, we got to score. With a 1 high look right here, this is a clock in my head, 2.5 seconds. We work it quite a bit, all throughout summer, all throughout season. And so with a 1 high look, I'll be honest with you, we're fixing to try to get this slant and go right there. And if of course, if the corner chases him, he's going to throw the wheel. I'm assuming the corner's a very disciplined corner. He's not going to go with the slant and go, and he's sitting with the wheel route. So you know how the post wheel concept runs into. You've seen it a million times. So I'm not going to spend much time with it. So if he likes the slant and go, he's going to throw it. If he likes the wheel, he's going to throw it. If he doesn't like it, this is the thing that I've come to. What do you do in a situation at this moment where the quarterback doesn't like anything and they're bringing people at the same time? And so what we've done, we've automatically put in a check down for a screen, and that way we still have an opportunity to make a play somewhere instead of just running around with their heads cut off, and then one of these big guys up front is going to get a holding call. And so we started tagging screens in situations like this. But the biggest thing is, if you're going to do it, you better work on it all the time. And we have screen periods every day for it where we work it. So if the quarterback doesn't like any of this right here, I know on that end of play somebody's coming. He's 3-step drop. He don't like it. He's automatically drip, and he's dumping the screen. That way we still have an opportunity to go win the game. Hey guys, I appreciate it. Anytime anybody wants any questions, there's, I think all of us have nothing invented. It's all shared knowledge. So if there's ever anything I can help you with, just let me know. My Twitter handle is at JWren87. That's a capital J and a capital W. But Coach, I appreciate you getting on with me tonight. I'm just a young guy that, I try to learn something every day, and some of the stuff you showed tonight, it's definitely something for me to go home and think about. And I appreciate you taking the time and meeting with me. And Coach Mallard, I appreciate you setting it up for us.
My Twitter's Coach Nahum, N with the number 60. I appreciate you guys having me on. I mean, I love all with coaches. If any coaches have any questions or they have any thoughts or anything they think they can do better or any ideas, I've stolen every idea I've ever run. So I'd be more than happy to steal an idea from any coach who wants to contact me. Tell you, it's great going against coaches in different stages of their career because you know, learning, you're going backwards. So I really appreciate that you guys have shown us, and God bless. I really appreciate your time.